The reason I say that's not fully true, that it's not even close to fully. Actually, no. I'll put it this way: it wasn't really true at all, because the only thing that she really had with her that she was taking for the pain in her legs, if that made it, for how hard it was for her to walk because of it, was Vicodin. So she was taking one opioid, and that's all that she was taking for it, was just Vicodin. She thought that was enough to be able to handle it. Yeah. So
that's so strong, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so strong, but the thing is she was still lying like crazy. I mean, she didn't take nearly all those while she was with me. So when she says that, it's not true. It's actually not true. I mean, I had to let my friends that I made in here, the inmates in here that are friends of mine, I've had to actually let them know. Like, for example, on the documentary, the first one she did, she was apparently lying on there about supposedly me, aka raping her, supposedly.
So this is the FOIAs from Nick's case. Nicholas, go to John, and this is from Into the Weeds. They got the FOIAs, and these are his phone calls. The woman he is talking to, I forget her name, but she's from the documentary Gypsy's Revenge, which was supposed to be a Nicholas, like kind of pro-Nick documentary. It wasn't. It was pro-Gypsy. He says a lot in here in these phone calls, just a few things, and he came so close to like saying more about the bathroom, but the woman, she doesn't listen to anything he says. It's just very dismissive, very I don't think she cares. They just want the video interview of him. Everything he tells her where she's lying and what's going on with, the judges, the lawyers, them not giving him his discovery, etc., etc. She's like, They're not trying to help him. No. I feel so bad for him. He was used for a documentary. That's all it was. I just feel bad for him. But listen to this part right here.
Yeah, I ended up having to clear up what actually happened in the bathroom. And
what, the bathroom? At the cinema or at her house?
No, this is at the house. What actually happened was, and they right away thought this was different, completely different from what she was saying. Well, first I ended up knocking on the door 3 times and I scratched twice to let her know it was me. And then I showed her my finger. She originally hesitated, and then she started looking for a Band-Aid to put onto it. I didn't say a single word to her. All I did is show her my finger. And that's what she did. She hesitated, she looked for a bandage, and she put the Band-Aid on my finger. That's originally what she did. Completely different from what she said. And then I supposedly had a knife in my hand and so forth, as if I was trying to force her to put that on my finger. Untrue as well. The actual knife that she was supposedly talking about was actually on the same gloves that she gave me, on the floor right next to the entranceway of the bathroom. Yeah. So that couldn't have happened either, because I didn't have anything on me other than showing her my cut. That's all I did.
Had to do a quick cut there. My mom just came walking out of nowhere in her nightgown, so that cut is from that. She just don't care. Yeah, she was just snoring right there in the background. Big boo. Anywho, let's get back. I did want to point out that he did say the only thing Gypsy ever said to him was that she had asthma and that her muscles would get tired when she ran, but she could jog and walk, not long distances, etc. But he said that's all she ever said was wrong with her, and that's the only reason she ever needed the wheelchair. It's almost like, she had legitimate issues for being in a wheelchair. But he doesn't ever say she told him about her microdeletion or the microcephaly like she did Aaliyah. Yeah, she never say anything about that. So let's get back.
So yeah, much less dramatic than what she was talking about.
Yeah. Well, this is what I think the glaring thing about the way this story, and I hate using the word story because it's actually your real life. It's not just a story, is it? But the glaring thing about this is the only person's account who we haven't heard. Everybody's heard a lot from Gypsy and her parents and stuff like that, but no one's heard anything from you.
Egg, grocery, and gas prices are going.
I do want to say there's so many times, and another part Nick brings up, if people only knew what happened in the bathroom. If they really knew. Like even here, did you hear him? He sighed. He was like, almost like, I do know that they've already made this documentary, Gypsy's Revenge. They've already talked to him. And at the end of that, like it's an hour long, it's all Gypsy, her family, her lawyer, etc., right? At the end, he said he has taken a secret to his grave, and his time would come to speak up, and one day he will, and it's explosive. So I do get confused. You say explosive, I say there was some things. Yeah, I was a little confused. It is hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little hard for me sometimes to understand him, and I think that's very common for most of us to hear him talk. But the person who is doing this phone conversation with him, absolutely horrible. He just wants somebody to talk to. He just wants somebody to talk to. And when he's talking about Gypsy taking the Vicodin, he said she's lying. She didn't. She was telling him she did. But he said there's no way. He knows when somebody is high. Well, his mom was, also an addict before, and he's seen that she wasn't when this happened, but she relapsed. And on the anniversary of this happening, she passed away from her. And I do think this is what caused her to relapse. This is what Gypsy said is Nick's karma. It's their karma. He took her mom, so it was only fair karma took his. You took your mom, not him. And let me be clear, Nick is where he should be, but Gypsy should be there too. I don't care how much Ken, Bree, all them sit and sugarcoat her lawyer. I think Into the Weeds hinted that there was some bombshells coming out. And I think we're all going to be shocked. So, again, I don't think he had a fair trial. And I do think about it, you guys, he has autism. He's being groomed, right? He still thinks, he says it in these phone calls, that there's no way, because he saw where she said she didn't love him, and he said that's a lie. There's no way that she doesn't love me. Again, we're not talking about somebody who has normal thinking who thinks normally, see things normally, etc. He doesn't. And I think he thinks this today still somewhat, that she's still in love with him somehow. I would love to know how he feels now, seeing what she truly has been coming out and saying recently. His phone calls, Gypsy. Just remember, his emails, etc. You have no idea what he's willing to release. And I hope one day he does. But I want to take you to a different part really fast. So right here, he's going to tell you the 3 things that really do matter. Compared to what Gypsy's 3 things are, this is all about, for him, it's not just what matters to him, it's as in a whole. And then we're going to hear him speak about the bathroom again and her documentary interview with Dr. Phil. He's going to speak on that really fast. So, yeah, I'll let you listen to that really fast. And he did say, Ashley Baby is here. He said he had bad vibes and didn't listen. That's where I feel like, whereas most people who do get those feelings don't ignore them so easily, he did, because she coerced, manipulated, etc., 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 right? That's what I'm saying. We're not talking about some guy who has, a normal 23-year-old brain, because he doesn't. He has anywhere from a 10 to 12 or 13-year-old brain. I'm giving him extra here, so I'm just saying. He struggles. He was so desperate for love, though. And soon as they started talking, he's just happy he had this girl. And she says he's really controlling, etc. I'm sure that's his nature, because you can tell when he's in a relationship, it's all like one, like, oh, it's a little more, right? He wanted love. She used that to get what she wanted. But let's just listen to this really fast. I know I'm rambling. I'm sorry.
And it tends to not just elevate my own vibrations to where the next thing I know, I'm feeling joy, and maybe even to the point where it'd be overjoyed, where the main 3 things I've learned that seem to matter the most, and these are 3 things that I think that these are only 3 things that truly matter in life. 1 is love, 2 is humility, and 3 is compassion. Those are the 3 that truly matter. Everything else is void, in my opinion. And the more I'm able to show the compassion to everyone around me, pretty much show that I'm the exact opposite of what everyone's trying to make me look as. The more and more they see the real light that comes out of me, the good part of me that is very much vibrant and there. And that's where, when they actually watch the interview with Gypsy, they're thinking, this is in no way the guy that we're around. I mean, they were completely in disbelief when they were watching the interview on Dr. Phil. They were thinking, nah, this isn't him. They even asked me, like, on one part of it, like, because apparently she lied on what happened in the bathroom. And I'm thinking, yeah, why don't I just tell you guys what really happened there? And then once I told them, they were like, yeah, that's a way different story than the way she's putting it. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Like, if you haven't had the chance to speak, and if you haven't had the chance to be seen by people for the person that you are, your personality, and like the guy that I know from talking to you, like, people can just paint a picture in their head, can't they, of whatever they.
Why does she change the subject? Why does she cut him off? Why doesn't she let him say what really happened, Nick? Why doesn't she ask him that? Why doesn't she let him tell her? He's like hinting to. Let him tell you. There's so much more, you guys. I want to show you a couple videos. I will not, however, be showing the dancing video. You can see it here. You can see it on so many other channels, and I'm as much as I dislike her, and I dislike her. I just do not feel comfortable, even though she is in, a bra and bikini panties. I don't feel comfortable showing that. And that's probably just my personal triggers. I can't, and I'm sorry, I apologize. I can't show that. So, and I know it doesn't, she's put her bikini pics out and her bathing suit pics and done way more. I get it. I know. I can't do it. I can't do it. So there's so many people who have it up. Go straight. Like, y'all need to go. I don't need to tell you. Everybody's probably already seen it all anyways. There might be a few people who haven't seen their video that's my subscribers. So yeah, let's look at this other video. And this is Gypsy with no being told by Dee Dee, no forcefully being told by Dee Dee to steal anything. This is for her and Nick's baby. All these totes you see in her little playhouse. This is where she put that's a felony in a bucket right there. I mean, I seen that in a comment, and that's true. A felony in a tote. It really is. She's got thousands of dollars of baby items in here that she stole. And this is where she tells Nick, they don't need to worry about money. She grows his skin. And then I'm going to show you where she tells him, you can do this and this and there's just one thing, two things or something like that. I can't hurt my mom and Gypsy can't hurt you, Nick. She makes it seem like Nick and her mom were just the two people in the whole world. She can't do it too. She can't do it. She does this repeatedly with him. It's crazy. Dang it. Let's just go ahead. Bye.
Flyers. So I've got some really cute girl ones and some cute boy ones too. Cute girl shoes. I like these. These are really pretty. And cute little boy shoes. They're blue. And these that are like crochet and they're white. They're really pretty. Okay, and this is the carrier that I strap on me to carry the baby around places. And this is the bin full of clothes. So, okay, on this side we have the girl, and this side we have the boy. Hats, and tons of hats, bibs.
Wix gives you the power of AI to
beautiful clothes. And can you believe all of this Demona got for the baby? I didn't have to pay a dime for any of this. And this is like name brand good clothes. It's not like anything Walmart-ish or anything. This is like Ralph Lauren and Polo or certain kind of labels that you get from the mall. Like this one right here, this one was $36 and free. So thank you, Demona, for that.
Free.
So yep, all of this is for the baby. So if we have a girl, she's gonna have lots of beautiful pink clothes. And if we have a little boy, we're gonna have he's gonna have a lot of cute clothes that I'm gonna show you. That if I ever had a child, like a little boy, I would want him to wear this. And I'd be one of those moms that make their little boy dress like a little gentleman. So look how cute this is. Isn't that adorable? So I got that. Mixing it all up. But yeah, so all of this has just been free. Thank you to Demona. So she's helped a lot with that. So basically all ready. Just need the baby. So, and I got the money for that, and so yeah. So I'm all ready. That's why if your mom was probably freaking out because she's like, oh, she's probably gonna want her to pay child support and all that stuff that usually other girls, they want their boyfriends to pay for the baby. But I don't need money from you because we can work our way around that with Demona helping. So that's why I'm like, I don't expect you to pay a dime. But, we'll keep that between us. Okay, anyway, I'm going to end this video now. Okay, I love, adore, and worship you, my darling king.
Yeah. That scamming that she has no part of, that she shouldn't have to pay for the sins of her mother's effed up choices because she's a piece of S-I-J-T mom. Yeah, that. She had no clue. None. Because now her whole... It's funny because she just came out with this whole new thing where her PTSD is causing blocks. All of a sudden she's got memory loss. She doesn't have one trigger except her sister. And I'll say it again. This girl doesn't have to worry about money. No, she doesn't. Look at her now. She's doing the same thing. The same exact thing. It's disgusting. She's making money off of her victim and saying her victim abused her when she didn't. You'll never convince me of that. Did Dee Dee take advantage of charities? And I do believe that. I do. And if anything, she should have been held accountable and she should have had to pay it back if she did. Because I'm not 100% even... No, I do think she did some, but I do think Gypsy did most of it. I think Gypsy had control of everything on the internet, all the posts, doing everything. Every video I'm about to show you, she's sitting in her living room with a telephone, a cordless phone, right behind her in a nice clean house, by the way. It's not like it was, unless she threw everything in the floor so you couldn't see it, but I'm just saying. She's a little celebrity, And she couldn't tell no one? No, because she was in on it. She was never in danger. Never. So let's just remember what she told Kale. And what she's told others and said before. Let's just remember, everybody. Let's just remember.
And then Nick told you at one point that if y'all ever had a daughter together, he would take your daughter's virginity at 13.
Correct. And I broke up with him after he said that. We had a huge argument after that. I broke up with him. I'm like, I'm done. I called him a bunch of names. I was like, I am never going to let you do that. So you just lost me.
Our future. And if we have a girl, the way it has to be is if we have a girl, she has to lose her virginity to you because you are the master of the household. So I'm going to have to explain that to her whenever she comes of age where it's time to explain it. Other than that, like when she's 7, I won't explain that. But around 13, I'll explain.
And then Nick...
Gosh. Seems like you were so traumatized by that and so angry and responded to him by saying, what? How could you when you made the video? Oh, he made me make the video. He lives in a different state. How'd he make you do anything? And I hope all the videos do come out. I truly do. But I'm going to say this. Nick seems to have a moral compass that is more, even though his brain is not, his moral compass is at least somewhat, you get what I'm trying to say. And this is Sidno off of TikTok. Anything Adorable 726 on Reddit posted it, so I'm just going to share that, but we're going to post more of the video. A little extras I want to add to that. Let's see the GROOMING begin. Because that's what she's doing.
I'm your slave. So my sole purpose is to please you and to love you and to keep you content and keep you happy and be the woman that you dream of having. And if you need anything, that I'll be there for you, whether it's emotional support or if it's a sexual desire, like to fulfill that desire, I'm here for you. And I'm here for you also if you need someone to sort of talk to if you're angry about something, and maybe I can calm you down, whether that be talking to you or seducing you to make you happier about whatever's making you angry. So, and I'm not only just your slave, but I'm also your queen, or at least I'm gonna be as soon as we get married, which I'm so happy because one day, that's something that we thought of this year, is that one day we are going to have a vampire wedding. So we're going to go all out into the tradition of having a vampire wedding. And we're going to do it somewhere that it's very pretty but very isolated, because I want it to be just a private, just you and me and maybe Ricky and Allie, but that would be the only guest. And that night we would have the most awesome, amazing wedding night ever. And
I'm going to skip through this to another part because she's just talking about her vampire wedding. It's nothing important. And she's, you know, as soon as she says seduce you and she lets the strap fall on, you know, she starts showing more of the cleavage, just like she does on TikTok. But anywho, I'll be honest, I think her head and ego are through the roof right now. That these are the exact photos she had Christy send to her guys who sent her money in prison. She loves these pictures and the way she looks, so these wigs almost look better than the ones she has now. I mean, kind of, but that suits her better than what she has right now. I'm just saying. Okay, let me skip it.
And that's whenever we break out the handcuffs and rope and chains. It would be all about you and me just completely entwined within each other and just completely letting out how we feel about each other in one time span of doing it all. You know, so we'd be having not only sex, but we'd be making love as vampire and human, as well as master and slave. So
let's not forget that she's 20, at least 21 here. This isn't teenage. Nick, I could see this being like fantasy and real, etc. Yeah, just saying.
It would be a very special moment for us. So that's something I'm very looking forward to. Also, my dress will be very pretty. It's going to be a nice...
I had to pause again. My mom came in. Okay, we're back.
know that I'm working very, very hard to become something very special called the seductress mother of the household. And right now I'm working to get my white collar. So there are color collars to gain up.
Let me get to the other part.
If you ever need someone to, I guess, feed off of, but not kill, obviously, you know that I'll always give you my blood. You know that if you're ever weak, or if you're ever so weak that, you know, you can't move, or you're just really, really sick, don't worry. I'll give you my neck anytime you need. It is always yours, just as I am always yours. So I'm your woman, I'm your slave, and I'm proud to be. So happy anniversary, my amazing, wonderful master. And I look forward to many, many.
She said, happy anniversary. I missed this part. I'm going back and finding it. Hold on. Happy anniversary, guys. So here, can I point out, where's the starvation? Look at her. My arms have never been that thick. Ever. Ever. Like, my arms are bigger now than they've ever been in my life. Like, I'm old, so I get a little muscle. I don't have muscle, but I'm serious though. This is how my arms have always looked. I hate that. Anywho, you get old, it happens, y'all. I need to work out a little more. I do exercise because I feel so bad. Okay, I'm rambling. But anywho, where's the starvation? I'd love to know. Love to know. Because when I went home to my family, I wasn't even 100 pounds. And trust me, I look sickly. I was starved.
I'll admit it, I have a habit of being kind of a know-it-all at times. And like recently, me and Gypsy forgot the password for our Facebook, and we just changed it without even telling you or asking you if it's okay. And that was a bad move on our part. You know, it's not fully my fault, and it's not fully her fault. It was both our fault. And so now we know before we do anything, ask you, because you are our master. You are responsible for us. We are y'all bitches, I guess, because
Can't ever take that accountability. She even blames that on her imaginary alter ego. It's not entirely my fault that I changed the password to our shared account. How much you want to bet somebody was messaging that shared account to warn him or tell him, hey, she's sending me nude videos and photos and saying she loves me, and from her own mouth, she was obsessed with other men and she didn't want to get caught. How much you want to bet that's what it was? And she went in there, deleted, and blocked the person. Oh my God. You just won't convince me. You know that's what it was. Oh, okay, let me find the other part. And I found it. Oh, I had to go yell at my cat for in there, cured a tree. Oh. I even put a tree in the hallway. His very own tree with little... Okay, never mind. I'll tell you later. Okay.
Well, to pick up where we left off on the topic that we were on, I am a slut, but I do have an evil streak. I can torture somebody. I can do anything except a few things, which is I can't hurt Gypsy's mother. Like, I can't physically harm her. And I can't Nick, because those two people are off limits. I'll take whatever punishment you may give me, but I can't. I just can't. You know, if you want to beat me, beat me. If you want to hurt me, but just don't hurt Nick, don't hurt Gypsy, and I can't hurt Gypsy's mother. But besides those things, I'm limitless of what I can do. I can steal, I can torture, I could kill, just not those people. I sometimes like to drink, and I really, really, really like being naughty, as far as sexually naughty. that's one of the things that I'm best at. So that's kind of like what I'm wanting to talk to you about, is that I can be really, really, really sexual sometimes. Sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming.
I want to stop right here. Did you see how her eyes change and turn dark when she starts talking about this? This girl oozes evil. I've said this from the beginning. She is born this way. Not like Maybelline. This way. Listen to this now.
I overwhelm Nick. So, that is something you might want to know, but I know that you are kind of the same way, so that's a good thing. And I wanted to talk to you about proving myself to you. If I can't prove myself to you that by doing evil, I'll prove to you by doing stuff to Nick. And one of the things that I can do is, rape him. And which is basically taking him by force, actually holding him down, and having my way with him. Yes, sometimes, you probably know this yourself, but you don't want any chit chat. You just in there, and you don't want to have any questions asked. So that would be fun for me.
Build a website you love.
It would be fun to kind of be the dominant one, because I'm usually always the submissive one. So it would be nice to kind of get...
Let's clarify that. She tells him to be dominant. This boy tries to be dominant in a video. We're all confused. It's like 50 Shades of Confused. Even when he's trying to be dominant, he's respectful and polite. He's the worst dom I've ever seen. I don't know much about him. But, I've seen 50 Shades of Grey, etc., etc., etc. I don't know what he's talking about. She knows this. She knows. She wants him to be that way. He's just not. She doesn't like it that he's soft. She likes that Ken's an asshole. Literally.
Expand and sort of try my hand out being the dominant one.
Let's not forget Dan Glidewell's testimony all before Nick that she already did all this and he got addicted to it because she was so, the whole dominant submissive thing. She knew what she was doing.
And as far as evil things that I can do, I can also, one of my skills, it's not really evil, it's just bad, is stealing. And that's the thing that I'm best at, along with being seductive. Those two things I'm best at. So I'll give you a couple of examples. Well, do you know what a barcode is? I bet you do. It's on every item at the grocery store, or every sold item. Looks like this. Well, take for example a store like Walmart. If you're at Walmart, they do have those you walk through. Well, anyway, if you put the barcode this way down, facing towards the floor, and go through the detectors, it won't go off. If it's this way, or this way, it will go off. But if it's facing down, that means the scanners won't detect it. That's just one tip. But a lot of these things that are for stealing requires a two-person job. And so take, for example, at Sam's Club. They have these huge buggies. So say if I was to get inside the buggy and you push the buggy and just make up a story like I'm your handicapped sister or whatever, and you just put me in the buggy because I'm small for my age. So I can easily look 12 or 13 to make it easier. And so here we are going down the aisles, and I always like to have something put on top of me, something big like a pillow or something, so the camera won't catch what I'm doing. And I'll probably have a dress or something on. And I just take like movies, DVDs, and I just slip them under my dress, and we might buy like a soda or just some cheap item, to say we bought something, and then we just and there we go, got a bunch of DVDs. Let's see what else. I also promised you, I made a deal with you that I would get you money, and I will stay true to that deal. There are plenty of ways to make money. I could go as far as even to go to a bar and, you know, a guy might ask, hey, you want to have sex with me and I'll give you money for it? And I might say, sure, yeah. And go with him and then maybe drug him or whack him over the head with a bottle, take his wallet. But we have to play it smart. You know, we have to be very careful what we do as a team and what I do. Because it does take skill to not get caught. And so that's very important. We have to keep remembering that. As for your rules, I'll obey the rules that you have. I don't have the list in front of me. I have it saved on my computer, but I remember some of it. One was to, the last one was to get you money by any means. Then I think it was something like, oh crap, I can't remember them offhand, but it was something like I have to give you deep throat for back talk, which I won't back talk. I'll listen to you and obey you as good as I can. And I know I'm bouncing from subject to subject, but I'm trying to do this. But as far as my turn on spots, okay, I'm gonna try and get these topics aligned here. My turn on spots, which would be my ass, my boobs, my neck, and my lips, obviously. And more we'll learn as we get more experience.
I want to know how she even knows. If she was the V, he took my virginity. How do you know? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I did get married young, and I didn't know my spots until after I had a child. And that's the truth. Just saying. How do you know? How do you know? Where is Dee Dee? She's not whispering in these videos. She's not scared that Dee Dee's going to come running in and tell her to, no! Now let's remember, right before Nicholas comes, when they actually do, she bashes her computer. And he asked her, well, what about the memories of us on there, dear? And she flips out on him. Flips out. Holds, breaks up with him, holds, sexual things from him and love, etc. She's grooming him. Now, I'm going to share something that Into the Weeds shared with future videos. She won't be live again, I think, until Saturday is when she said. Tomorrow. Oh, I can't wait. But yeah, I can't wait for that. I'm going to say this again. I do not think that Nick should be completely just off the hook. He did what he did. And yes, he even said in the first one that, he would do it again. But just remember, this is early on until he hadn't even been to trial yet. He's not even been to trial, right? HBO documentaries came out. Dr. Phil's come out. There's so much happening that is going against him. And he does talk about it in the videos. There's 3 hours of info here. And this isn't even, this is just a little glimpse, semi-glimpse, I don't know. It's just a glimpse into what we're going to see. I just don't think he got a fair trial. She took a plea deal because she was the little local celebrity from the hometown of Louisiana, Missouri. And everybody came to her defense, just like they're doing in TikTok on Audrey's video. They're defending her. If it's not bots, I don't know if it's bots, but if it is, she's paying overtime for these bots to go ham on videos. I can't even post anything on TikTok about this subject without getting a violation, so I don't even try anymore. I mean, my account got taken down quick, so I don't really post there now. With that, I'll post that I'm here, but I haven't been posting on TikTok at all because it's a very negative, a very selfish, a very uncompassionate, not sympathetic to anybody else's. It's a horrible platform, I feel, at the end of the day. That's just how I feel. I've noticed how it's just a dumpster fire there lately. And everybody that they do make like TikTok famous or, you know, give clout are the Amber Jays, the Gypsy Roses, the Astrodinos, yeah, the Resilient Jenkins. Those are the people that go viral and they make big, not good people. So it's hard to stay on a platform when you find so much negativity from it. You know, does that make sense? That's why I love it here. I keep telling you guys this and I truly mean it. I absolutely love that most of my following is females. And that you guys talk to me in the comments and you share things with me that makes me feel, I'm not going to say normal, but understood. You make me feel understood. And y'all feel safe enough to share some of what your history and story is. And I don't know, I love that. I do love that. So I think that's my favorite part about this platform. I love that. Okay. Let me see if there's any. Well, I do want to show you what she said at the end. So, and then I'll try to make some other videos later, but of course we'll get more into it.
I promise if you tell me to do it a certain way, I will do it the way that you want me to. And no questions asked. So yeah, we could do that. And I think it might be fun for both of us. So maybe you can come out and watch. It's an idea. What else? I think that we would just make a really good bad couple. You know, we could be partners in crime. I know that your soulmate's not me, unfortunately. It's your sister, your only sister. But even though I might not be your soulmate, I just want you to know that I really want you to love me because I've fallen in love with you. I kind of have an attraction to bad boys, which I'm pretty sure you already knew that. I can't help it. I don't know. Bad boys just attract me. Got a thing for them. You are just downright bad. Evil. So, that's really hot. What else? I think that you and I could be great partners. Be great lovers in evil. And I think that while we have this opportunity, take it. You know, life's far too short not to have fun. So I would love to have somebody to be bad with. And someone to let me be free, let me come out. You know, I want to go to a bar. So please take me to a bar. I want to do jello shots. I want to drink. I want to just have fun. I want to lots and lots of sex, like wherever, whenever. That would be fun. And I don't care if it's in public. I don't care if it's in private. As long as we do it.
Doesn't care if it's in private, in public. She don't care who's watching as long as they do it. She's an exhibitionist. That's why she acts the way she does online. This is why Ken likes her. This turns them on. Oh my God, I hate myself for playing this because she's going to love it.
And kissing, the wetter the better. Kissing definitely sounds good to me. I can't wait to meet you in person. Though I might be a little afraid, maybe not afraid, just maybe intimidated. Of you. But I think I'm gonna calm down as we get to know each other more. But know that I'll always respect you. And now that I love you, I won't betray you. I don't betray people that I love. I form an alliance, sort of, with.
Whoa. She doesn't betray people she loves. So you shot your mom, betrayal. You chased her with a dagger, betrayal. You took her out, betrayal. You loved your mom, you said. Dude, every person around her needs to sleep with two eyes open. Because y'all idiots for being around this chick. Straight dumb.
And a loyalty to them. And that's something that I don't break. Just have a sense of loyalty, a sense of love, and I know that you've sensed that I have a heart. I do have a heart, and I was a really, really bad girl at one time, and Master Victor tamed me down a bit, and he showed me how to be respectful and how to control myself and how to have self-control over my urges and stuff. So I'm probably not as bad as I used to be, but I'd like to be let off the leash a little bit and kind of run free with someone like you, or you know. I want to run free with you. And I don't want to hold back my feelings. I don't want to hold back who I am. I'm a slut, and I want to be bad with you. And we got to a topic of you making me sleep with other guys. I'll do it, but know that your body is the only body that I love and adore. Because
Let's just remember, she's talking to about 4 other men right now, telling them all the exact same thing, that she loves them, she's obsessed with them, she wants them to be her knight in shining armor, and she's sending all them videos too. And that they're her hero. They're the love of her life. Just remember that. If you don't think she groomed this man to do this, I don't know why. I just don't. Did you just hear what she said? He calmed her down. He taught her how to be more patient and kind. Just, you heard it out of her own mouth. She doesn't mean to let some little slips happen, but she does. He's made her more calm, made her more patient, and she's not such a bad girl now. He's tamed her somewhat and showed her to be more respectful. I mean, she's not lying about that part. Ugh.
And I think love is something very important in any partnership, whether it is crime or otherwise. So that's really important. So yeah, we'd be very, very good at being bad together. So now that I think that I covered all the topics, I'm not sure. I think it's kind of funny because I was up late that night as well, working on things for you.
Right.
Well, Damona was working on one thing, and I was working on editing.
Yeah, she was working on others. That's right. She was working. She was just working with other dudes. Okay, I'm hurrying. I'm trying to keep a video under an hour. I can't do it. I can't do it.
A video for you that I can't give to you, but not yet. But a bit later on your birthday, give it to you. So I was working on that, and she was working on that. And the funniest thing is, you were working on those videos to me. So we're up at the same time doing stuff for each other. So I'll answer your first video and then I'll move on from there. Okay. Your first video, you said that since you're a Taurus, you're incredibly patient, which I know you have shown me extraordinary patience throughout our relationship. And I know that I've done things that has made you angry or hurt, and you've had this calmness about you. Not exactly calm, but patience with me. And I appreciate that so very much. And like, there are times that I don't do things right with like the good nights, and sometimes you might have to do it twice just so I can get it right. And so you're patient in a lot of ways, and I appreciate that a lot. And I'm learning how to be patient from you. So you're a very good teacher with that. So I'm learning to be patient through you, through your teaching. And secondly, you were very emotional in that video. And I have nights and days like that too. They aren't easy. And having this
makes me so sad, because he is obviously, there's a video that he sent her where he's very emotional. He's overwhelmed. He's in love. He's upset about their ups and downs probably, and he's just pouring his heart out to her probably. And she's trying to keep him hanging on, because this is just right before. So this is in 2014. This is just, you know, I think she said October 2014. I don't know, but it's under a year from the unaliving. She knows to keep him going. She's already got it all planned out, all of it, because she says that in this video. So pretty much that's where this video is going. I'm not going to play everything. I'll try to make smaller videos because I think you guys prefer that too. I'm sorry. I always do it so long. I'm sorry. I'm going to show you one more thing and then we're done. I promise.
Here we
Audio's
go.
hard to hear, y'all. Turn up. Good.
Yeah, sorry about the audio. I've got everything turned up to the absolute max. So
Some of them, Gypsy just had bad audio.
Blame her, not us.
So, you know, I started my breast actives today. Yesterday. Sorry, I'm taking this in a second. So I taken my first dose yesterday, and I put everything in here, so it's all labeled. But I've also put things up here. Each of my medications are not but vitamins I'm going to be taking are in here. So I've got some prenatal vitamins in here, which are the soft gels. I've got my breast actives in here, and I've also got these. I think 3 of these that come to help with fertile, and these are female reproductive vitamins, and they just help with getting pregnant. So and then after that bottle runs out, basically I just want to get help getting pregnant, so taking the vitamins will help me get pregnant. And then after that, the prenatal vitamins are to help with the baby's growth and brain development. So it's all natural, so I don't need to worry. It's not medication. It's just supplement vitamins that help stimulate things I'm already making. It'll just help the baby and things with my pregnancy. So I just want to keep you informed about what I'm doing and how I'm prepared. I'm not going to start with the vitamins yet, or the female reproductive vitamins yet. So I want to wait till it gets a little bit closer to the time we plan on doing our plan.
Look at her nails. Look at her nails. I'm just saying. I have long nails, they grow, and I have to constantly clean them because, you know, gardening, etc. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm getting everything set up. Can't wait, darling. I'm really excited. So hopefully you tell your mom soon and your dad that coming to visit me again in early June. So they don't have to freak out. Talk to them. Please talk to them about if you take the bus or not. Please let me know because this needs to be planned weeks in advance because I'm only fertile for like 6 days out of a month. So I really need to make sure that your parents are cool with you taking the bus, that everything's all cool and everything's all ready. I'm going to be sending the envelope with the $400 and you have 100 at home, so that makes $500. Sorry, I'm not.
Here, poor Dee Dee's making all these robbery reports, not knowing who's stealing all her money. Pills, money.
I'm trying myself to not all pretty. It's my fun thing. But just please talk to your parents and see if they're all cool with you coming to see me. And don't tell them that we're going to I love the where she's my wonderful, handsome hubby, and I cannot wait. Just for kisses.
Yeah, Ken. She didn't plan that pregnancy. She went and taken prenatal vitamins because they just tasted so good and she just loved the taste of it. Are you really this dumb, Ken? He didn't even want a kid. They fought over that in the emails. He didn't want children at first, but now he's just the happiest little family ever. Hence my last video. A guy who went 87 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone with a baby not buckled in correct, vaping, smoking in the car, in the hotel room, high as a kite, but they're the best parents and she's the safest, healthiest, most loved baby. And that's just the reality of it, guys. Just want to show you in this video that is full of vitamins, no prescription medication whatsoever. She's making this video in her wheelchair. You having a bad day, Gyp? Were your muscles tired? Or you're just on your way out the door to a new scam? I'm just curious because we all know she didn't have to do videos in a wheelchair. Everybody knew she could walk, even her mom. Just so annoying. And you know, she knows so much, but she kept saying Dee Dee wanted to get pregnant. No. I think it was her. I think Dee Dee had books. Dee Dee's not seeing nobody. She made sure of that. Dee Dee's so sick, she can't have a baby now. Maybe earlier she did get books, but when was Dee Dee trying to have more kids? She never had nobody else. That was her books. That was her research, and she did all of that. Hence that toothbrush right there, that's probably Dee Dee's because we can't find the electric one nowhere on that shelf. And look how everything's neat and tidy in there. Get out of here. Listen to this, you guys, because this is what I can't wait. Because she even has Rod's interview from Greene County Sheriff's Department. I can't wait to watch it. I'm so excited about that part. Anywho, Rod, hopefully she finds Christie's and she can get to it. It's going to take her a long time to go over everything, and it needs watermarked, as it should be, because it's her work. Again, shout out and credit to Into the Weeds podcast. And, you know, I enjoy her channel too. I spent 21 years as a military wife. I love the military life. My dad was, everybody in my family's military, you know. My dad, my brothers, my son is in the military, so I support all military and veterans. They are very important people to me, and I appreciate their service. Everybody who has served, I appreciate it. So shout out to Into the Weeds again. But listen to this.
Firm that that Stephanie Goldhammer and Nicholas were in contact even like during the murder, or like right after, right before, right after. Millennial, you
I remember it being right up to the murder.
Okay, right up to the murder. Okay.
You let her know you were there with Gypsy.
Yeah. there's some interesting stuff that's going to come out. So, is this before his trial? Yes, this was before his trial. The Sophia Cunningham audio was before his trial. And thank you.
Thank you.
And they put out that Gypsy's Revenge documentary that, from listening to their phone calls with Nick, you would have assumed was going to be a pro-Nick documentary. And it barely had anything about Nick in it. It was full of interviews from Rod and Christy and Mia and Gypsy.
It seemed like she was trying to get information about court so that, like y'all were saying, she released it right before court, basically. But also she was trying to figure out, is he taking the plea? What is happening? Because
so you guys can go finish watching. There's a few minutes left. Shout out to Into the Weeds and 1980. I agree with you on that. Again, I know that this hits home to the local community. I feel majority do support her still, unlike 1980 who feels scammed and shafted and lied to. I think a lot of people do, honestly. They just won't admit it. I think they're afraid to admit it. There is a lot of scrutiny held against you if you don't back her in that community. So, how do you feel now, Springfield, seeing your local celebrity sweetheart plan, manipulate, groom this kid? Well, in his mind, he's a kid. How you feeling? How you feel now? Probably the same, because y'all are delusional too. Just kidding. I don't mean it that way. Should I do videos like this and break them into two parts? Like do 30 minutes, one video, and then maybe later, that day or the next day, do the part 2 to the videos? Would you guys rather me do that? Let me know in the comments, please. I'm hopping off here. It's over an hour again. I'm sorry. Just a lot's coming out right now. I'm glad that we're back to the case. So, I'm excited for that because I sat up till 1 a.m. talking to my mom about justice for Dee Dee, and she completely understood everything too. And she watches my videos. She's like, this is very interesting. I wish I would have seen this happen, like when it happened in 2015, and see this now and how she would have, I'm like, we go watch documentaries and then come back to what the evidence is bringing out and see. What would you think if you didn't know anything and you've seen this give me your opinion. And she has. It's a complete switcheroo. So anywho, I will see you guys in the next video, and I truly am appreciative. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your hypes. I love you guys. You are amazing. And my mom is just so proud of me. I don't know. I love hearing her say that. Because she says, I don't know. It is hard to get up here and do these videos. I'm not going to lie. You take a lot of criticism. You laugh it off and you joke it off. And then people don't like that you try to lighten the mood, So on top of that, it's hours of editing, uploading, processing, checks, etc. Not one video ever takes me under 6 hours. And that's not including filming. So this sucks. All right, you guys. It doesn't suck. I love doing this. This is why I'm doing it. I really love doing this. This is what I want to do because I do love it. And I love getting to know you. Like I said, I truly do love getting to know you guys and hear your stories. You make me feel understood. And I appreciate that too. So, shout out to Into the Weeds. Thank you again. Shout out to Snark. The Snark subreddit group. I did take a couple clips from there. So, love you, Snarkers. Love you, Into the Weeds. And I'll see you in the next video, you guys. Please like, subscribe, comment below. If you want me to break these up, let me know. Love ya. See you in the next video.